farmer has always had to subsidize their income with jobs outside of the farming industry because farming is fluctuates a great deal with the income that you can get affected by weather, etc., and the market in whole, what you can sell your product for. So stipulating that 50% of the income of a farm is, I believe, unreasonable. It's too rigid because, particularly in Hawaii, even more so than across the rest of the mainland, is that because of the extreme high cost of living here, it's extremely difficult to make an income growing crops here in Hawaii. And to say that you have to have at least 50% of your income, and then what happens if you don't make 50% of your income? What if there is a disaster? Is there something written into the leases for that? And I think the main focus should be that your land is in legitimate agricultural use. More than anything else, it's like it's actually there, because the market and the place for crops just goes up and down radically. So I don't think you should say 50%. I think it should be much more flexible.
There's both the income and the requirement that 50% of the land go in ag. Do you also believe that the 50% of ag production is unreasonable as well?
No, I don't. I believe that they should try to put as much of their land, excluding homes, into production as possible. I do support that, but I do believe that the income requirement is unreasonable, particularly in Hawaii.
Our master planning is Punalu'u. We have 3,600 acres down there, and we have about 30 farmers on the Mauka side. We are finishing our master plan in January, and we are anticipating that that plan will likely include increased programmatic activities for educational, environmental stewardship, and cultural opportunities. So that is something, a mechanism that is already in place that could be tapped. Could it be tapped in the future or utilized now? Absolutely.
So my question is how are you going to protect the valley over the terms of the remaining years of the leases that non-bona fide farmers will go for these leases? And my other concern is you have this wonderful University of Hawaii here that teaches tropical ag, and those new farmers coming out in the community are going to be looking for farms, and as these farmers retire and they might want to sell off their farm, that future generation has to have economical leases to be able to farm in the future.
We need to have a concern over enforcement, and that is something that we are moving toward enforcing. So I think it has been raised to our attention that some people believe that some of the lots are currently not being used for farming, and that's something we have to deal with. So any new farmer will have to abide by the current requirements of the lease. The challenge is going to be enforcement, but since we're going to take a more active approach to strictly enforce leases for our current lessees, that certainly is going to apply to any new lessee. And I think everybody knows full well that these pockets in Hawaii Kai are one of the last pockets in Honolulu, and Kamehameha is very sensitive to that. So I think with regard to the special arrangement that is down there, I think that there may be some optimism that this is it's going to have a good outcome. To buy local, those are all thoughts that have been discussed at Kamehameha. One of the programs actually that was started by our Land Assets Division, which is the First Nations Futures Program, which I actually was a part of the last year. Our topic was food sustainability. And we actually we were able to go statewide to look at all of the farms. Our Kamehameha Schools Sustainability Plan is going to take off from that. But so we are conscious about it system-wide. We were actually looking at the potential links between how we could use our KS lands and our internal structures at Kamehameha, including all our schools, to maybe help our farmers and help buy local. But I think that's a challenge we're all facing.
The community, which has a long-range perspective of where we are and where we're going, what is the probability, say on a scale of 1 to 10, that it will remain in agriculture after 2025? Because some concern is that that is a choice, perfect creme de creme of a residential subdivision, which, again, like the lease rent renegotiation, kind of puts shutters into people. Is there probabilities of retention, conversion, immersion?
I'm here to hear what you guys want to do in 2025, past, beyond 2025.
Liz, what do you want in 2025?
I want